MiniWarGamer Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com. Welcome Wargamers to a special video where I'm going to show off my new Cryx army. It's not actually new, I've had it for a little bit of time, like a year. And I just whipped them out and I'm starting to play Warmachine. Now, this differs in my vlog series that I have started because I'm not going to go over some of the things that I'll be going over in the vlog. I'm just going to simply showcase the army in this video. Now, Aiden, our press ganger, he came in and he played a demo game with me, got me reintroduced to the game. A couple years ago I played like 3 games, and that was a couple years ago, and rules have changed a little bit since then. So started me off with a game last week, just a demo game with the battle group that you get with Cryx, which is the Negra and a Slayer, Warjack, and a couple Bonejacks. I think 1 Defiler. It does actually have Defiler. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, and I got my Defi and my Cryx army. That's not the reason why I chose Cryx. That was actually pure fluke that happened. It is not the fact that they look like they're Nurgle everything, but that's also a fluke. But anyway, I'm gonna show off my army. We calculated how many points I've got, and it's something large and ridiculous. 180 points, including Warcasters. I'm just gonna show a panoramic view like this. Ignore those models on the very right. Those are land speeders. They just happen to be on the same table. But 180 points of Warmachine models in an army. I think that's impressive. Now, I don't have enough of a reference to know how big that actually is, but apparently it's like a stupidly large size. That's what people tell me anyway. Whenever they come into my office and they see this army, they're like, Dave, holy crap, you got a lot of models. And I'm always like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I do. That shows how much I know about Warmachine. At this stage, I don't know a whole lot about Warmachine. All I know is that it is a lot of fun. I am excited to field this guy. He is a Deathjack, and he is disputably the best Warjack in the game, as spoken by the mouth of the press ganger. That's what he told me. So I trust his opinion because he is a human encyclopedia when it comes to Warmachine and Hordes. So I'll just have to believe him. But yeah, it's fun to look at. It's fun to look at this army because there's just so much awesomeness. So let's take a look at the Cryx battle group right here. This is actually this is part of my army, and I fielded this last week against Aiden, and I'm going to be fielding it again this week against Aiden again, because I want to learn just the basic rules and basic gameplay. It was a lot of fun when I did play. This is the standard version of the Negra, the Warcaster right there, and she has an awesome feat. Let's take a look at her feat here. The Withering. Basically, all enemy models within her control area, which is 14 inches, because double her focus. And each of the enemy models suffer -2 to their speed, strength, mat, rat, def, and arm. And that's pretty crippling, because, no pun intended. And that's pretty awesome, because when your speed is reduced, then you can't charge stuff, and when you can't charge stuff, then you're greatly inhibited. And so what I've learned about the Cryx is that they like to debuff the opponent and weaken them and cripple them. They like to break the ankles. Doesn't matter how big of a beast you are, when you break bones that you walk on, it's hard for anything to move. And I guess that's why I like the Cryx, and the possibilities are endless when it comes to the Cryx. And on top of that, she's got this spell called Crippling Grasp, which gives an additional -2 to their speed, strength, defense, and armor. And it can't run or make special attacks. So in the turn that she pops her feet, you can also cast that spell. And let's say you put that on a big guy, which is what I did last time, put that on a big war beast I was fighting against. It was -4 to all of their stats. And that was awesome because it was much easier to hit, much easier to hurt, and that's the Negra. It allowed my Slayer, a big guy in the back there, to do some serious damage. And let's not forget my little Deafy here. He's got a little sludge cannon, and he's able to shoot stuff and cause corrosive damage, which is ongoing damage. Unless they roll a 1 or a 2, then it stops. I think that's how it works. For those who are just starting out with Warmachine, what I suggest doing is doing what I'm doing, which is get a battle group and play with just the battle group to get used to it. Aside from the core rules, everything that you need to know are on the cards of the individual models themselves. All the special abilities of the rules are included there, but I also recommend getting the actual rule book and codex of the army. When I play Aiden again, I'm going to be making some videos of our gameplay, and it's intended for players who are just starting out, just like me, so you can learn along with me on how to play this game better. It's going to be edited and raw and uncut, so you can see every little movement. It'll be fun. So this week when I play him, which will be Wednesday, I'm going to be recording that. And he's very good at explaining things. He is literally a human encyclopedia of this game. That's why he's the press ganger. He's awesome. And I'll be peppering him with questions. I've only played once since 2 years ago, so I am a brand new player. So stay tuned for more Warmachine videos, for more Cryx, for those of you who have wanted to get into Warmachine and who are interested in getting Cryx. Then what I suggest you do is you pick up a battle group and you assemble your guys, paint them up, and play along with me. Follow me on this journey. And one day you'll have an army this big. And one day I'll actually know how to field all of this stuff. But that won't be for a little while because all this stuff is crazy. It's just way too much. Very daunting. As much as it's cool to have all these models, it's very daunting to look at everything and to think that everything does something and it's all different. I don't even know what they're all called yet. But yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching and happy wargaming.